Every year, countless lives are upended by unforeseen accidents. A split second is all it takes. A car swerving out of control, a slip on a wet floor, a workplace mishap. The consequences can be devastating: physical injuries, emotional trauma, and financial ruin. But amidst this bleak reality, there exists a glimmer of hope: the unwavering determination of those who refuse to be silenced. The world of personal injury law is a high-stakes arena where the pursuit of justice intersects with the relentless machinery of insurance companies. These corporations, driven by profit margins, often employ sophisticated tactics to minimize payouts. Insurance adjusters, skilled in negotiation, may pressure injured individuals into accepting lowball settlements. For those already burdened by their injuries, the prospect of a protracted legal battle can seem overwhelming. Yet, despite these challenges, hope persists. Skilled personal injury attorneys stand as beacons of hope, guiding injured individuals through the complexities of the legal process. They level the playing field by providing their clients with the legal expertise and support needed to take on powerful adversaries. The story of personal injury law is often one of courage and resilience, of ordinary individuals refusing to be bullied by a system that often seems stacked against them. As dawn broke over the bustling metropolis, a blanket of fog clung stubbornly to the industrial district. The silence of the early morning hours was shattered by the piercing wail of sirens. Red and blue lights pulsed through the fog, casting an eerie glow on the scene unfolding beneath, a scene of chaos and twisted metal. First responders worked with practiced efficiency, their movements a blur of neon yellow and flashing lights as they extricated a figure from the wreckage.
The weight of uncertainty hung heavy in the air, a palpable tension that gripped the hearts of those who watched and waited.
Anna Davis, her face pale and drawn, lay immobilized on a stretcher, her body a tapestry of bruises and lacerations. The rhythmic whoosh of the ambulance siren signaled the start of Anna's journey into the unknown. As the ambulance sped towards the hospital, a lone news van arrived at the accident scene, capturing the aftermath of the multi-vehicle collision. Days turned into weeks as Anna lay in a hospital bed, her body slowly mending, her mind grappling with the trauma of the accident. The weight of medical bills piled up, a constant reminder of the financial burden her injuries had imposed.
It was during those long, agonizing days that Anna received a visit from a colleague who had been through a similar ordeal. He recommended Sean Hargrove, a name whispered with a mix of respect and apprehension.
Sean Hargrove's office was the antithesis of the sterile, impersonal environment Anna had come to associate with the legal profession. Located in a restored brownstone, the office exuded an air of quiet confidence and understated elegance. Sean himself was a study in contrasts, his eyes holding a depth of compassion and understanding that belied his reputation as a ruthless litigator. He listened intently as Anna recounted the events leading up to the accident, his gaze unwavering, his silence conveying a sense of empathy that transcended words.
"Anna," Sean began, his voice a calm baritone that commanded attention. "You've been through a horrific ordeal, and you deserve justice. But let me be upfront, this won't be easy. You're up against a powerful adversary, an insurance company with deep pockets. They'll employ every tactic imaginable to deny you the compensation you deserve."
Anna felt a surge of hope course through her. For the first time since the accident, she felt a sense of empowerment. As days melted into weeks, Sean Hargrove, with the meticulous precision of a master strategist, began to piece together the intricate puzzle of Anna's case. He delved into the accident reports, meticulously reviewing witness testimonies, police statements, and the chilling photographs of the mangled wreckage. Sean's investigation uncovered a pattern of negligence on the part of the defendant, a large trucking company notorious for its lax safety standards. Meanwhile, on the other side of the legal battlefield, the insurance company assembled its own team of seasoned professionals. Their strategy relied on a combination of legal maneuvering, aggressive negotiation tactics, and calculated attempts to undermine Anna's credibility. They approached Anna with a veneer of concern, offering words of sympathy and promises of a swift resolution, but beneath the facade lay a calculated attempt to secure a quick and inexpensive settlement. Sean, however, was not easily swayed by such tactics. He had anticipated their every move.
He had warned me of the games they would play, preparing me for the onslaught of legal jargon and the seemingly endless stream of paperwork.
With each passing day, the battle lines were drawn more clearly. Sean stood as a bulwark against the insurance company's relentless pursuit of minimizing their financial exposure. As weeks turned into months, Sean's investigation yielded a treasure trove of evidence, each piece strengthening Anna's case. Armed with this newfound ammunition, Sean approached the insurance company, confident that the weight of the evidence would force them to reconsider their lowball offer. However, the insurance company remained unyielding, dismissing Sean's findings as circumstantial. Undeterred by their intransigence, Sean raised the stakes. He filed a motion with the court, seeking to compel the trucking company to hand over additional internal documents. The courtroom, once a distant threat, was now becoming a very real battleground. The legal battle was far from over, but with each passing day, the momentum seemed to be shifting in Anna's favor. The air hung heavy with anticipation as Anna Davis, her hand resting lightly on Sean Hargrove's reassuring grip, stepped into the sterile, brightly lit conference room.
I can't believe we're finally here. It all feels so overwhelming.
Across the polished mahogany table, a formidable presence awaited. Trevor Burns, the insurance company's lead negotiator.
Good afternoon, everyone. Let's get started, shall we?
It's been a long journey. The lost wages, the emotional distress. It's been unbearable. Sean, a master of the courtroom and the negotiation table, laid out Anna's case with the precision of a surgeon. We are here to find common ground, to bridge the divide between perspectives, and to reach a mutually agreeable resolution. The mediator, a seasoned professional with a disarmingly calm demeanor, began the proceedings.
Trevor Burns countered with a carefully constructed narrative designed to sow seeds of doubt.
We must consider the pre-existing conditions and the subjective nature of pain. Are we certain her injuries are as severe as she claims?
His words chipped away at Anna's resolve, threatening to erode the foundation of strength that Sean had so carefully built.
Let's try to stay focused on finding a resolution here.
In a last-ditch effort to salvage the mediation, the mediator proposed a hypothetical scenario, a trial scenario where both sides presented their cases before a jury. He asked each party to provide a figure for the sake of this hypothetical exercise that they would consider a reasonable outcome in such a trial.
After consulting with Anna, I reluctantly agreed to a figure, emphasizing that this was merely a hypothetical exercise and not an admission of liability or a concession on our part.
Trevor Burns, sensing an opportunity, seized upon Sean's hypothetical figure, twisting his words and presenting it as a firm offer.
Anna has finally seen reason. She is willing to settle for a fraction of her initial demand, and this concession represents a breakthrough in the negotiations.
The room erupted in chaos as Sean, his voice rising above the din, vehemently refuted Trevor Burns's mischaracterization of their position.
This is negotiating in bad faith. The insurance company is deliberately misrepresenting our stance to gain an advantage.
Anna, her initial relief at the prospect of a resolution evaporating, felt a surge of anger at the insurance company's blatant attempt to manipulate the situation.
The mediation, which had begun with a glimmer of hope, ended in a stalemate. The chasm between the two sides wider than ever.
As Anna and Sean walked out of the sterile conference room, the weight of the impending trial pressed down on them. A stark reminder that the fight for justice was far from over. The insurance company had shown its hand, revealing its willingness to resort to any tactic, no matter how unethical, to protect its bottom line. Anna and Sean, however, were more determined than ever to hold them accountable, even if it meant facing them in court. The courtroom, typically a bustling arena of legal battles and human drama, stood eerily silent in the hours before the trial. The air, thick with anticipation, seemed to crackle with the weight of unspoken truths and the promise of a fierce legal battle to come. Sunlight streamed through the arched windows, casting long shadows across the empty benches and the polished mahogany of the judge's bench, a silent sentinel presiding over the hushed anticipation. In a small, windowless room tucked away from the grandeur of the courtroom, Sean Hargrove, his brow furrowed in concentration, meticulously reviewed his carefully curated arsenal of evidence. Spread out before him on the table, a battlefield map of legal documents, witness statements, and expert reports, lay the culmination of months of tireless investigation and preparation. Each document, each piece of evidence, represented a piece of the puzzle, a fragment of truth, meticulously extracted from a web of corporate obfuscation and legal maneuvering. Building the case, brick by brick. Sean, his movements precise and deliberate, shuffled through the documents, his mind racing ahead, anticipating every counter-argument, every attempt by the defense to discredit Anna's claims and paint her as an opportunist, seeking an undeserved windfall. He knew that the insurance company, with its vast resources and army of seasoned litigators, would stop at nothing to protect its bottom line, to minimize its exposure, even if it meant distorting the truth and manipulating the legal system to its advantage. He paused, his gaze drawn to a photograph of Anna taken just days after the accident. Her face, once radiant with life and laughter, now bore the visible marks of trauma. The dark circles under her eyes, the faint tremor in her jaw, the haunted look that spoke of sleepless nights and the constant specter of pain. The photograph, a stark reminder of the human cost of corporate negligence, fueled Sean's resolve, steeling him for the battle ahead. He would not let Anna down. He would fight tirelessly to ensure that the jury saw her not as a collection of medical bills and legal arguments, but as a real person whose life had been irrevocably altered by the defendant's reckless disregard for safety. The success of Anna's case hinged not only on the strength of the evidence Sean had amassed, but also on the compelling testimonies of those who had witnessed firsthand the events leading up to the accident and the devastating impact it had on Anna's life. There was Sarah, Anna's best friend and confidant, who could speak to Anna's infectious zest for life, her unwavering determination, and the stark contrast between the vibrant woman she had been before the accident and the shadow of her former self that she had become. There was Mark, the EMT who had arrived at the accident scene, the metallic scent of blood, and the chilling crunch of twisted metal still etched in his memory. He could describe the chaos, the palpable fear in Anna's eyes, as he gently extracted her from the wreckage, her body broken and battered, but her spirit clinging to life. And there was Dr. Lewis, Anna's physician, who had painstakingly pieced her back together, both physically and emotionally, who could speak with authority about the extent of her injuries, the long and arduous road to recovery, and the invisible scars that ran deeper than any physical wound. Sean understood that in cases as complex as Anna's, where technical jargon and scientific data often formed the crux of the argument, the testimony of credible experts was crucial in bridging the gap between the intricacies of the law and the understanding of the jury. He had enlisted the help of Dr. Thompson, a renowned accident reconstruction specialist, who could dissect the events leading up to the collision with the precision of a surgeon, using physics and engineering principles to demonstrate how the defendant's negligence had set in motion the chain of events that had forever altered Anna's life. He had also engaged the services of Dr. Patel, an economist, who could quantify the financial impact of Anna's injuries, calculating the lost wages, the future medical expenses, and the intangible cost of pain and suffering, figures that painted a stark and irrefutable picture of the economic devastation wrought by the defendant's actions. These experts, with their specialized knowledge and ability to translate complex information into clear and concise language, would serve as powerful allies in the courtroom, providing the jury with the tools they needed to understand the full extent of the defendant's liability. As the hours ticked by and the courtroom remained shrouded in a cloak of anticipation, Sean, surrounded by stacks of documents and fueled by countless cups of coffee, orchestrated the final movements of his legal symphony. He reviewed his opening statement, each word carefully chosen to capture the jury's attention, to evoke their empathy, and to lay the groundwork for the compelling narrative of Anna's struggle. He meticulously organized his exhibits, ensuring that each document, each photograph, each piece of evidence was presented in a way that was both persuasive and easily digestible. He met with his witnesses, rehearsing their testimonies, anticipating the defense's line of questioning, and bolstering their confidence to withstand the pressure of being grilled under oath. He huddled with his legal team, brainstorming counter-arguments, refining their strategy, and ensuring that they were united in their mission to secure justice for Anna. The air crackled with nervous energy, the silence punctuated by the frantic tapping of keyboards, the hushed whispers of legal strategizing, and the occasional burst of laughter as the team, united in their purpose, shared a moment of camaraderie amidst the mounting pressure. The stage was set, the actors were ready, and the curtain was about to rise on a legal drama that would determine not only Anna's fate, but also serve as a powerful reminder that even in the face of overwhelming odds, the pursuit of justice is a fight worth waging. The courtroom, once a tranquil sanctuary of hushed whispers and rustling papers, now buzzed with anticipation. The gallery, packed with journalists, curious onlookers, and legal observers, hummed with a collective energy, their eyes glued to the empty space at the heart of the room. The air, thick with the weight of unspoken truths and the promise of a fierce legal battle, crackled with a palpable tension that sent shivers down Anna's spine.
Sean, I'm so nervous.
Sean, his face a mask of focused calm, squeezed Anna's hand reassuringly. He had prepared her for this moment, for the onslaught of legal jargon, the theatrical flourishes of the opposing counsel, and the scrutiny of the jury, whose every glance, every furrowed brow, would take on outsized significance in the crucible of the courtroom. He had warned her that the truth, often elusive and multifaceted, could be easily distorted and manipulated within the confines of the legal system, but he had also assured her that he would be her unwavering advocate, her voice of reason amidst the storm of accusations and counter-arguments. As the court clerk called the case and the bailiff intoned the traditional call to order, a hush fell over the room. Judge Elizabeth Miller, her face a study in judicial neutrality, entered the courtroom, her black robe billowing behind her like a somber wave, and took her seat on the bench. The trial, long anticipated, meticulously planned, and freighted with the hopes and fears of all involved, was about to begin. The opening statements set the stage for the legal battle that would unfold over the coming days. Sean painted a vivid picture of Anna's life before and after the accident, highlighting corporate negligence. Miss Carter countered with a narrative designed to sow doubt and portray Anna's claims as exaggerated. The courtroom became a battleground of words and interpretations where narratives clashed. Witnesses and experts presented their testimonies, navigating the complex interplay of science, law, and human fallibility. The trial, a whirlwind of legal maneuvering, emotional testimonies, and expert opinions drew to a close. Judge Miller delivered her final instructions to the jury, reminding them to weigh the evidence carefully and reach a verdict based on the facts. The jurors, a diverse group, began their deliberations in silence, each lost in thought as they reviewed the evidence. Days turned into nights as the jurors deliberated, their conversations a mix of passionate arguments and quiet reflections. The weight of their decision, the knowledge that their verdict would have a profound impact, weighed heavily on their minds. After what felt like an eternity, the jury foreman, his face etched with the strain of their deliberations, signaled that they had reached a verdict. The courtroom, which had been eerily silent in the jurors' absence, erupted in a cacophony of whispers and rustling papers as everyone, lawyers, reporters, spectators, and even Judge Miller, leaned forward in anticipation.
Squeezing Sean's hand tightly. My heart is pounding so hard, Sean.
The verdict, read aloud in a hushed courtroom, reverberated with the force of a thunderclap. The jury, after careful consideration of the evidence and arguments presented, had found in favor of Anna, awarding her a substantial sum that exceeded even Sean's most optimistic projections. A collective gasp filled the courtroom, followed by a smattering of applause that was quickly silenced by the court clerk's sharp reprimand. Anna, overcome with emotion, buried her face in her hands, tears of relief and gratitude streaming down her face. Sean, a rare smile gracing his lips, squeezed her hand again, his silence speaking volumes as he allowed her to savor the moment, to absorb the magnitude of their victory. The insurance company's legal team, their faces a mixture of disbelief and dismay, sat in stunned silence, the weight of their defeat settling upon them like a shroud. The courtroom, once a battleground, slowly emptied, the echoes of the verdict fading. Anna emerged into the afternoon sun, a sense of weary satisfaction washing over her. The legal battle was over, but the journey was far from finished.
This is a significant victory, Anna. But remember, the fight for justice is a marathon.
Sean placed a reassuring hand on her shoulder.
The insurance company may appeal, but I'll be by your side every step of the way.
Anna, her eyes shining with gratitude, nodded slowly. The road ahead might be long, but she knew she was no longer alone. She had found her voice and strength, ready to face any challenge. The verdict was a beacon of hope, a testament to perseverance and justice. The courtroom, now empty and silent, stood as a solemn reminder of the battle that had raged within its walls. The echoes of passionate arguments, heartfelt testimonies, and the measured pronouncements of the law lingered in the air, a fading testament to the human drama that had unfolded within its hallowed halls. The verdict, a hard-fought victory for Anna and a stark reminder of the consequences of corporate negligence, reverberated far beyond the confines of the courtroom, sending shockwaves through the corridors of power and into the heart of a system often accused of favoring the privileged few. The insurance company, its reputation tarnished and its coffers lighter by the weight of the jury's award, was forced to confront the consequences of its actions. The verdict, a public rebuke of its reckless disregard for safety and its callous attempts to minimize Anna's suffering, sent a clear message to boardrooms and executive suites across the nation: the pursuit of profit at any cost would no longer be tolerated. The era of corporate impunity was drawing to a close, replaced by a growing awareness that actions have consequences and that even the most powerful entities are not above the law. Anna's victory, hard-won and fiercely contested, reverberated far beyond the confines of her own case. Her story, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the unwavering pursuit of justice, inspired others who had suffered in silence, their voices stifled by fear, intimidation, and a system that often seemed insurmountable. The verdict, a beacon of hope in the face of corporate indifference, empowered them to step forward, to share their stories, and to demand accountability from those who had wronged them. The legal community too took note of the case, recognizing in Sean Hargrove a champion for the underdog, a skilled litigator who refused to back down in the face of corporate power. His unwavering commitment to his client, his meticulous preparation, and his passionate advocacy served as an inspiration to young lawyers, reminding them of the power of the law to effect real change and to hold the powerful accountable for their actions. The case became a case study in law schools, a testament to the importance of thorough investigation, compelling storytelling, and the unwavering belief in one's client. As Anna embarked on the long and arduous journey of healing, both physically and emotionally, she carried with her the scars of her ordeal, a constant reminder of the fragility of life and the devastating consequences of negligence. Yet she also carried with her a newfound strength, a sense of purpose born from her ordeal, and her unwavering pursuit of justice. She had faced her fears, confronted her adversaries, and emerged stronger, more resilient, and more determined than ever to make a difference. The verdict, while significant, could never fully erase the pain and fear that had become interwoven into her life. The scars, both visible and invisible, remained, a testament to the enduring impact of trauma. Yet, Anna refused to allow herself to be defined by her ordeal. She channeled her pain into purpose, her anger into advocacy, her vulnerability into a source of strength and inspiration for others. She became an outspoken advocate for victims' rights, sharing her story at conferences, in interviews, and on social media, her voice a powerful reminder that behind the legal arguments and the corporate maneuvering were real people whose lives had been irrevocably altered by negligence and greed. She worked tirelessly to raise awareness about corporate accountability, urging lawmakers to strengthen safety regulations and to hold corporations responsible for their actions. She donated generously to organizations that supported victims of accidents, her philanthropy a testament to her belief in the power of collective action to create a more just and equitable world. The echoes of Anna's case, like ripples spreading outward from a stone cast into a still pond, continued to resonate long after the courtroom had fallen silent. Her story, a testament to the power of perseverance, the importance of seeking justice, and the unwavering belief in the possibility of change, served as a beacon of hope, a reminder that even in the face of overwhelming odds, the pursuit of a more just and equitable world is a fight worth waging. Her journey, one marked by pain, resilience, and an unyielding commitment to truth and accountability, stood as a powerful testament to the enduring strength of the human spirit and the transformative power of justice. The fight for a safer, more equitable world, a world where corporate greed no longer trumped human life and well-being, was far from over. But Anna's story served as a powerful reminder that even the smallest voice, when amplified by courage and determination, can make a difference.